Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the brand new Ray-Ban Iris sunglasses. But first off, in today's video sponsor, our own website, shadereviewstore.com, the app's best ways to buy designer sunglasses up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, the website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. So let's go ahead and pop these sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 54mm lenses and an 18mm bridge. This is the standard and only size of these sunglasses that Ray-Ban produces them in, so there is not a larger or a smaller lens size when it comes to the Ray-Ban Iris as of filming this video. Now, the exact colorway that I have here are Ray-Ban's polished black frames with their dark green lenses. Now, the lens material here is an injected nylon material, and then the lenses are a polycarbonate lens, and that makes these frames extremely lightweight, coming in at only 28 grams, so you can wear these frames all day long without any discomfort. But they still do offer pretty bold and big styling, so they don't look very small, if that makes sense. Now, as far as the clarity of these lenses go, these are still very clear, and they're going to block 100% of UVA and UVB rays. They are also available with polarized lens option, and they're just very clear. They're not nearly as good as Ray-Ban's all glass lenses. They're not going to have as good scratch protection as their glass lenses as well. But they do have a painted on Ray-Ban logo, like every pair of new Ray-Ban sunglasses, and then a little etched RB logo in the middle left of the lens there as well. Then if we move down, we can see a raised Ray-Ban logo in the outside corner of the frames, and then of course these kind of iconic Ray-Ban metal accents here in the top corners of the frames, which look really good as well. And now, as far as the build quality and construction goes, these frames are actually made in Italy. So you see here in the inner right temple of the frames, they say Ray-Ban made in Italy, and they have a very nice and premium all metal 5-barrel hinge, so they feel very nice and premium when open up and when close them, just very solid and substantial. Very, very nice there. And the biggest downside of injected nylon frames is we can actually feel the injection marks here on the frame. So there's actually a line that runs completely down the temple tip, because it's actually a two-piece injected construction that is put together around a metal stem, and we can definitely feel that on both the left and the right hand side. And then here up at the top, we can actually feel the two different lines of the injection, and because of that, they feel a lot cheaper than something like an acetate frame, which is made from a single core or block of acetate. But with that being said, acetate is going to be much heavier than nylon is, and it's not going to be quite as strong as nylon is either. Now, as far as, like I said, the build quality goes here, they're built good, other than kind of those, small little imperfections there with the injection process. I definitely know that Ray-Ban could spend more time polishing them out and kind of removing that gap. But overall, these are built really good. Typically, Ray-Ban's nylon frames are being made in China, but these are made in Italy. And because of that, I do think that these hinges do feel better than the Chinese hinges. I think they just feel a little bit better, but really not a big difference in build quality with these Italian ones than some of those other Chinese injected nylon frames that we've reviewed in a previous video. Now, as far as pricing goes, these frames are actually priced very reasonably, coming in at $143. It's definitely a very good price point. Something like an original Ray-Ban Wayfarer, I believe now, is like $183 or something like that, so $40 more for those acetate original Wayfarers. And personally, I'd prefer to buy those. As far as the build quality, it's definitely a lot better. Those are handmade in Italy, where these are just made in Italy. They're made out of acetate with all glass lenses, so I personally think it's worth the $40 more. But again, those are going to be a very heavy pair of frames as well, so you're not going to want to wear them for extended periods of time. So these frames definitely have a place in a potential a sunglass lineup, but I'm definitely happy to see that these are significantly cheaper than those original Ray-Ban Wayfarer frames. And now, as far as styling goes, I actually really do like the styling of these frames. They come in a ton of really cool colorways. These being the polished black colorway are going to be a little bit more muted, where you kind of see that two-piece front design here, where it is actually raised here up top and then lower here at the bottom. And in some of Ray-Ban's other colorways, this is actually a two-tone design, so it's darker here up top and lighter at the bottom, or reversed, of course, which is really cool and definitely adds a little extra pop to the frames as well. But personally, I think with these black frames, they do look very classy and nice, and these frames definitely look like a mix between the Ray-Ban Orion and the Ray-Ban Hawkeye, which is a really good combination, and I definitely do like these a lot. Now, as far as coverage from the sun goes, unfortunately, these frames are not going to offer the best coverage from sun. So here up top, we can see a really big gap that lets sunlight in unprotected. And then here on the side, again, we can see an absolutely massive gap that does let sunlight in unprotected. So definitely not the most practical pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. These frames have simple yet kind of timeless styling already. I really do like these. And personally, I'd really like if they made these in an acetate frame as well. That'd be really nice, but they would be much heavier, especially if they did have those all glass lenses. So overall, I think it's a very decent pair of frames. I do think they look really good on the face, like I said, and the build quality here is decent, not as good as an acetate made in Italy would be, but just still pretty decent. But I do, again, like the price point coming in at, you know, one of Ray-Ban's cheapest frames ever, and I'm glad that Ray-Ban did make a cheaper price for a pair of frames that is just simply cheaper to produce. But if you're interested in buying a pair of these frames, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below directly to Ray-Ban's website, where they have every single colorway in stock, and of course my website as well, where we have a couple colorways of these in stock as well for a discounted rate. Make sure to check out both those links and see which one is more competitive. But that's all there for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs down below, and of course make sure to hit the subscribe button and then be notified every single time I upload a brand new video just like this one to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.